Look at your phone. Now, imagine it becoming a useless piece of glass. In seconds. No signal. No internet. No way back. 2026 isn't just another year. It's the countdown to a digital blackout that could change humanity. Forever. Something is coming from the sun, and we are not ready. Scientists call it the solar maximum. Every 11 years, our sun reaches its peak activity, but 2026 is different. NASA's latest data shows massive coronal mass ejections. Giant clouds of solar plasma, heading straight for Earth's magnetic shield. When these particles hit our atmosphere, they don't just create beautiful auroras. They create chaos. They induce massive electrical currents that can fry power grids and melt undersea internet cables in an instant. But here is what they aren't telling you. Why are global militaries suddenly reverting to analog technology? Why are deep Earth bunkers being reactivated in remote locations? In the shadows of Nyx Theory, we've tracked unusual movements in high-security zones. Governments know that a direct hit from a solar superstorm acts like a natural EMP, an electromagnetic pulse that bypasses modern defenses. If the satellites go dark, our GPS, our banking systems, and our communication lines vanish. We've seen this before. In 1859, the Carrington event struck the Earth. Telegraph wires burst into flames, and the northern lights were seen as far south as Cuba. But back then, we didn't have microchips. We didn't have a global economy dependent on the cloud. Today, a storm of that magnitude wouldn't just be a spectacle. It would be a catastrophe, a total collapse of the digital world as we know it. Think about our satellites. Thousands of metal birds circling our planet, providing your GPS, your weather data, and your high-speed internet. In a severe solar storm, these satellites aren't just at risk of failing. They can actually be dragged out of orbit. The solar radiation heats our atmosphere, causing it to expand, creating a thick drag that pulls satellites down into a fiery death. We saw a glimpse of this in early 2022, when SpaceX lost 40 satellites in a single minor storm. Imagine what 2026 has in store for us. Imagine a world with no Google, no TikTok, no emergency services. In a matter of hours, supply chains would collapse. Food would stop moving. Water systems would fail. Cities would go silent. It's called the Internet Apocalypse, and the probability is higher than you think. We are currently more vulnerable than at any point in human history. One spark from the sun, and the world goes back to the Stone Age. And then, there is the human element. How long can a modern city survive without a power grid? Experts say that within 48 hours, social order begins to fray. Within a week, the lack of clean water and refrigerated food becomes a national crisis. This isn't science fiction. It's a vulnerability assessment by the highest levels of government. They are building the bunkers for a reason. They are preparing for the day the sun decides to reset our history. Why is the 2026 timeline so specific? Observations of the solar cycle. 25 suggest a peak that is much more aggressive than predicted. We are seeing sunspots that are larger than planets, magnetic loops that defy physics. This isn't just space weather. It's a cosmic reminder of how fragile we truly are. While you are scrolling through your feed, the sun is preparing its next move. We are living on the edge of a cosmic storm. Is this a natural cycle? Or is there something more to this story? The sun is waking up, and the clock is ticking. Stay vigilant. Stay prepared. Because when the lights go out, the truth will finally be revealed. In the dark. I am Marcus, and this is Nyx Theory. Subscribe before it's too late.